comfort and intelligence. In the first quarter, we delivered 12,579 Li One, up 334.4% year-over-year, which brought about total revenue of RMB 3.58 billion, 319.8% higher than the first quarter of 2020, and exceeding the top end of our revenue guidance by 11.2%. In the first quarter, our Li One was the second best-selling new energy SUV in China, as our compelling product offering and superior user experience continued to delight customers and enhance brand awareness, while the unwavering support of our direct sales and servicing network underpins our growth. We were also the only domestic brand ranked in the top 10 best-seller among all premium SUVs in the first quarter. In April, Li One remained the first among all new energy SUVs in China. In the rankings including ICE cars, BEV, EREV, and PHEV, Li One ranked the second in the large SUV segment and the fourth in the premium SUV segment. On the profitability side, our gross margin stayed robust at 17.3%, amid our ongoing efforts to enhance investment in R&D, as well as to expand our direct sales and servicing network. Our expanding operating expenses increased by 238.6% year-over-year and 27.5% quarter-over-quarter. Despite the deliberate increase on the expense side, we continued with the disciplined cash flow management strategy. Our free cash flow remained positive at 570.2 million RMB. We also raised over $840 million in net proceeds through our successful convertible senior notes offering in April, strengthening our capital base for future growth as we increased our R&D investment in leading technologies, prepared for new model launches, and gear up for further increase in demand. We view our direct sales and servicing network an integral component of our closed-loop system that allows us to iteratively improve product features and add new functions for our users. By accelerating the expansion of our direct sales and servicing network, we remain committed to proactively serving our users and anticipating future demand for our pipeline vehicles. As of April 30th, 2021, we had 73 retail stores covering 53 cities and 143 servicing centers, and the Li Auto authorized body and paint shops operating in 105 cities. We are on track to reach our year-end target of 200 retail stores. We have also started reconfiguring our state-of-the-art Changzhou factory for our new model pipeline, especially the full-size premium SUV based on the next generation EREV platform to be launched in 2022. As a user-driven automotive and technology enterprise, we deeply value the tremendous trust and support our users bestow on us. During the 19th International Automotive Industry Exhibition in April, a large team of Li One owners came to our exhibition to volunteer as brand ambassadors, sharing their experience with the vehicle, their passion for it, and their acknowledgement of value Li One brings to their family's everyday life. One of them, a Li One owner for 11 months, said, "Li Auto is not only a car brand, but also a spiritual partner. It is an integral part of our lives now. We are so grateful to see our mission and vision being recognized and echoed by our users. As of April 30th, our cumulative Li One deliveries had exceeded 50,000 units. We took only 17 months to reach this milestone from the first delivery of Li One in December 2019, creating the fastest record among all new energy vehicle companies. Our users have driven over 500 million kilometers, with more than 65 million kilometers assisted by our ADAS solution at a daily active rate of over 30%. In terms of safety, over 800 million early warnings were triggered, preventing more than 10,000 potential serious accidents. While Li One's extended range powertrain and ADAS solution that are a standard configuration enable a more free and safe travel experience for our users. Its intelligence cockpit featuring a comprehensive infotainment system is another highlight of the vehicle. We pioneered the full-screen interactive in-car system that has been widely praised by our users for the smart space of mobility. It allows the users and each passenger offering private usage and voice-based interactive connections. On average, users spend more than 40 minutes in our Li One every day, while the car itself is parked. Our in-car karaoke function, which was first released before the Chinese New Year holiday, provided on-demand karaoke for more than 30,000 times during the Chinese New Year holiday and more than 80,000 times during the May Day holiday, affirming our long-standing dream of creating extension of homes that bring happiness to the entire family. Li One is a proven success, catering the needs of families in China, and has effectively addressed the current challenge to BEVs in terms of energy replenishment. The success of Li One demonstrates our extraordinary product defining capability, which lay a solid foundation for the development of our future models. We will continue to develop new NEV models with best-in-class performance. In parallel, we are developing our next-generation extended range platform and high-power charging BEV platforms, both of which will be deployed with our proprietary autonomous driving technologies. We plan to introduce a next-generation EREV platform in our new vehicles planned for 2022 and 2023. With next-generation EREV technology, we aim to support longer range, higher energy efficiency, and better NVH performance of our EREVs. We are also investing in the research and the development of next-generation electric vehicle technologies, including high C-rate battery, high voltage platform, and other ultra-fast charging technologies. Leveraging these technologies, we are developing two platforms, Whale and Shark, for our future HPC BEVs. Starting from 2023, we plan to launch at least two new HPC BEV models each year. Our development progress in these technologies has been on track, and we plan to unveil our milestone achievement in the 2022 Beijing Auto Show. We are very excited to officially release our 2021 Li One yesterday. The new Li One features comprehensive upgrades in areas such as the EREV powertrain, ADAS solution, intelligent cockpit, interior design for ride comfort, and exterior design for style. offering user premium features in a standard configuration at the flat retail price of RMB 338,000. Deliveries of the new Li One will commence on June 1st, 2021. We believe the new 2021 Li One is an outstanding product with advanced technologies and a very competitive feature for our target customer group. It has alleviated the extended range electric technology to a brand new level. It features an all-new 3-in-1 rear drive electric motor, offering high energy efficiency, as its energy efficiency in fuel model is only 6.05 liter per 100 kilometers, based on the NEDC standard operational condition. Best in class among large-size four-wheel drive SUVs, with software and hardware optimization and its integrated powertrain system. The new Li One achieved an NEDC range of 1,080 kilometers and a WLTC range of 890 kilometers. We are very proud of our R&D team's successful effort to improve the range extended technology. In keeping with the company's core belief that safety should be standard, not optional, the new 2021 Li One offers a full-stack self-developed ADAS in a standard configuration. All existing Level 2 ADAS functionalities have been redesigned and optimized in-house by our own R&D team. We also launched the NOA system, making the company the first OEM to implement full-stack self-developed NOA based on domestic application processors. The 2021 Li One is also the first model in the world with NOA capability as a standard configuration. Li One has been well loved by family users for its spacious 6-seat interior layout. The new Li One enhanced its excellence in space, comfort, and intelligence by equipping the front and the second row seats with lumbar massage function. The legroom for its third row is increased by 41 millimeter, while its trunk can still hold a 28-inch suitcase or a large-size stroller. It also features a smarter in-car voice assistant, 理想同学, providing a higher caliber and overall more spacious, more comfortable, and more intelligent space for family. We believe that 2021 new Li One is going to be a smart electric vehicle bringing happiness to all families it serves, with a powerful extended range electric system that enables more pleasant road trips, ADAS in a standard configuration to ensure safe travel for everyone, and a spacious smart interior layout that enhance comfort for every occupant in the car. We believe the new Li One will help us gain much higher market share than its predecessor. We have seen a very strong order intake just in the past 24 hours, taking into the consideration of the production ramp and the ongoing global shortage of semiconductor. We expect our delivery for second quarter to be between 14,500 and 15,500. With that, I would like to turn it over to our CTO, Kai, for a closer view of our technology advancement and the new Li One. Since Kai joined as CTO in September last year, we have made numerous breakthroughs in autonomous driving, as well as intelligent cockpit technologies. Kai, please go ahead.
Thank you, Kevin. Hello, everyone. Let me provide more details about our 2021 V1's ADAS functions and other technical updates. As Kevin mentioned, the full stack Level 2 Plus ADAS functionalities were self-developed by our own R&D team. Besides in-house perception algorithms and Level 2 ADAS functionalities, we also launched the NOA system. I'm very proud of our team, their effort, and their dedication, and the level we have reached in such a short time. The 2021 V1 comes equipped with 2 Horizon Robotics Journey 3 AI acceleration processors for automated driving. The 2 processors are dedicated to processing driving data, not only at a high efficiency, but also with redundancy backup for enhanced safety. The vehicle is the first production model in the world with an 8-megapixel front view camera providing 4K definition. Compared with the mainstream today, the 8-megapixel camera has an effective visual range of 200 meters, wider lateral detection range, and a stronger perception ability on ramp and large road curve recognition. In short, it sees further, more clearly, more widely, and is therefore safer. In addition, the 2021 V1 has 5 fifth-generation millimeter wave radars made by Bosch that have a wider detection range, better resolution, higher accuracy, and improved range of recognition. It has a detection range of 110 meters and a 150-degree field of view, allowing 360-degree overall coverage without any blind spots in system level. Supported by rich sensors and redundant capable hardware, along with full-stack in-house software, the 2021 V1 can recognize traffic lights, traffic cones, road curves, and other complicated objects. It supports a more efficient NOA feature for on and off ramp, automatic adaptive acceleration, and lane change on certain limited access roads. It also supports fully automated parking assist feature known as FAPA, which is a vision-based automatic parking function. We are confident the 2021 V1 delivers a safer, easier, and more comfortable driving experience, exemplifying our deeply held core value that safety should be standard, not optional feature. As we roll out high-definition maps in cooperation with AutoNavi, the NOA will be made available to 2021 V1 users through OTA update, starting in the 3rd quarter this year, and will gradually cover more roads and areas in China. In addition to other functions discussed above, the 2021 V1 will also provide users with a more intelligent space, including a smarter in-car voice interaction system. Looking ahead, we will continue executing the parallel development of EREV and BEV, further strengthening our R&D team and developing cutting-edge technologies. Now, I will turn this call over to our CFO, Mr. Tie Li, to review our financial performance in the 1st quarter. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Kai. Hello, everyone. I will now go over some of our financial results for the 1st quarter of 2021. To be mindful of the length of this call, I will address financial highlights here and encourage you to refer to our earnings press release, which is posted online for additional details. Total revenue in the first quarter of 2021 were RMB 3.58 billion, or $545.7 million, representing an increase of 319.8% from RMB 841.7 million in the first quarter of 2020. This included RMB 3.46 billion, or $528.7 million of vehicle sales in the first quarter of 2021, representing an increase of 311.8% from the first quarter of 2020. The increase in vehicle sales was mainly attributable to the increase in vehicle deliveries with the continuous expansion of our sales network. On a quarter-over-quarter basis, total revenues and vehicle sales decreased 13.8% and 14.6% respectively, primarily due to the seasonal factors related to the Chinese New Year holidays, as well as the localized COVID-19 outbreaks in northern China in February 2021. Revenues from other sales and services were RMB 111.5 million, or $17 million in the first quarter of 2021, comparing with RMB 10.6 million in the first quarter of 2020 and RMB 89.2 million in the fourth quarter of 2020. The increase in revenue from other sales and services over the first and fourth quarters of 2020 was mainly attributable to the increased sales of charging stalls, accessories, and services in line with higher accumulated vehicle sales. Cost of sales in the first quarter 2021 was RMB 2.96 billion, or $451.6 million, representing an increase of 277.6% year-over-year, and a decrease of 13.5% quarter-over-quarter. Vehicle margin in the first quarter of 2021 was 16.9%, comparing with 8.4% in the same quarter of 2020 and 17.1% in the fourth quarter of 2020. The increase in vehicle margin over the first quarter of 2020 was primarily attributable to lower material cost and the lower unit manufacturing overhead cost derived from the increased production volume. The slightly decrease in vehicle margin from the first quarter of 2020 from the fourth quarter of 2020 was primarily due to the lower average selling price caused by promotion activities launched in the first quarter of 2021, partially offset by the decreased material costs. Gross margin in the first quarter 2021 was 17.3% compared to 8% in the first quarter of 2020 and 17.5% in the fourth quarter of 2020, which was mainly attributable to the change of vehicle margin. Now, operating expenses in the first quarter 2021 were RMB 1.02 billion, or $156.4 million, representing an increase of 238.6% year-over-year, and an increase of 27.5% quarter-over-quarter. Research and development expenses in the first quarter of 2021 were RMB 514.5 million, or $78.5 million, representing an increase of 171.2% in the first quarter of 2020, and an increase of 37.5% in the fourth quarter of 2020. Excluding share-based compensation expenses, non-GAAP research and development expenses were RMB 397.9 million, or $60.7 million, representing an increase of 109.8% year-over-year, and an increase of 7.8% quarter-over-quarter. The increase in research and development expenses over the first and fourth quarter of 2020 was primarily attributable to, first, increased share-based compensation expenses derived from incremental share options granted with higher fair value in January 2021, while no share-based compensation expenses were recognized for stock options with service condition and the performance condition related to our IPO in the first quarter of 2020. Second, the increased R&D activities for the company's next vehicle models. And third, increased headcount. Citing general and administrative expenses in the first quarter of 2021 were RMB 509.9 million, or $77.8 million, representing an increase of 352% in the first quarter of 2020, and an increase of 18.8% in the fourth quarter of 2020. Excluding share-based compensation expenses, non-GAAP selling, general, and administrative expenses were RMB 449.8 million, or $68.7 million, representing an increase of 298.8% year-over-year, and an increase of 5.4% quarter-over-quarter. The increase in selling, general, and administrative expenses over the first and fourth quarter of 2020 was primarily driven by increased marketing and promotion activities, increased headcount and rental expenses with the expansion of the company's sales network, and increased share-based compensation expenses. Losses from operations in the first quarter of 2021 was RMB 407.7 million, or $62.2 million, representing an increase of 74.1% in the first quarter of 2020, and an increase of 416.7% in the fourth quarter of 2020. Excluding share-based compensation expenses, a non-GAAP loss from operations was RMB 224.8 million, or $34.3 million, representing a decrease of 4% year-over-year, and an increase of 216.2% quarter-over-quarter. Net loss was RMB 360 million, or $54.9 million in the first quarter of 2021, comparing with RMB 77.1 million net loss in the first quarter of 2020, and RMB 107.5 million net income in the fourth quarter of 2020. Non-GAAP net loss was RMB 177 million, or $27 million in the first quarter of 2021, compared with RMB 253.4 million net loss in the first quarter of 2020 and RMB 115.4 million net income in the fourth quarter of 2020. Turning to our balance sheet and cash flow. Our cash and cash equivalents, restricted cash, time deposits, and short-term investments totaled RMB 30.36 billion, or $4.63 billion as of March 31st, 2021. Operating cash flow in the first quarter of 2021 was RMB 926.3 million, or $141.4 million. Free cash flow was RMB 570.2 million, or $87 million in the first quarter of 2021. And now our business outlook. For the second quarter of 2021, the company expects deliveries to be between 14,500 and 15,500 vehicles, representing an increase of 119.6% to 134.7% from the second quarter of 2020. The company also expects second quarter total revenues to be between RMB 3.99 billion and 4.27 billion, or between $609.0 million and $641.7 million, representing an increase of 104.6% to 119% from the second quarter of 2020. I will now turn the call over the operator to the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you. As a reminder, to ask a question, you need to press *1 on your telephone. To withdraw your question, please press the pound or hash key. And please stand by while we compile the Q&A roster. Once again, please press *1 for your questions. And for the benefit of all participants on today's call, please limit yourself to 2 questions. And if you have additional questions, you can re-enter the queue. If you're going to ask a question in Chinese, please follow with English translation. Once again, it is *1 for your question. Our first question comes from the line of Tim Xiao of Morgan Stanley. Your line is open. Please go ahead.
Hi, management team. Thanks for taking my question. So I've got 2 questions. The first question, could you please update your effective capacity at the moment? With the output of new Li1 models suffer from greater impact for the component bottleneck, for example, like chip shortage and the battery tightness, or any other key components? And if that's the case, when do we expect the output of new Li1 to get back to a more normal level? My second question is, how's the gross margin of the new Li1 compared to the previous version? Would a 10,000 price hike be more than enough to offset the cost increase from the feature upgrade and raw material inflation and further advance second quarter gross margin? 管理层你们好，首先第一个问题想请教一下，就是我目前有效的这个产能大概是在什么样的一个水平？那目前这个新的车型整个的产出是不是有受到比较大的影响？那我们大概预期什么时候整个这个新一代的 Li1 的产出能够回到一个比较正常的水平？那第二个问题想问一下，就是我们现在改款的车型整个毛利的状况跟之前旧的车款相比，大概是什么样的一个比较？ 那另外就是如果考虑到这个1万块的这个价格提升，那整体的毛利如果是相对比较好的话，那我们怎么看第二季整个毛利的走势？谢谢。
Thank you, Tim. This is Kevin. I will answer the first question. Of course, as we all know, the whole industry is suffering from the shortage of the semiconductor. Right now, in terms of capacity, our Changzhou factory with 2 shifts already ready, we can do more than 500 per day. But of course, due to the ramp of the new Li One and also the some of the timing issue of the chips, the volume cannot achieve that high. We expect starting from September, we expect our monthly production will be more than 10,000. And I will ask Johnny to answer the gross margin.
Hi, Tim. For the gross margin, in the long run, it's the BOM is remain at the same level of the current Li One, with some additional hardware, as you may know, for the NOA parts, and also some saving from some traditional parts like the rear motor. It's a net. And for the second quarter, I think it will be a net of April, May, with some promotion on the current Li One, and also with 1 month new Li One with 10,000 RMB, sales price overhead. Yeah. So it will be a mix.
Got it. Thank you. Thanks for the answers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Fei Fang of Goldman Sachs. Line is open. Please go ahead.
Yes, thanks management for the opportunity. I have 2 questions. First, about your store number. So you reported 52 stores by the end of 2020, and then you reported 73 stores by April, and then you guided 200 stores by year end. So what that means is that you have added 21 stores in the first 4 months of the year, but you plan to add 130 stores in the next 8 months. Is that the right way to look at it? And also 130 stores in 8 months is not something that we've seen before. So is there any execution risk with regard to that? Second is about pricing. Now you've raised prices in the facelift, which is obviously very different from some of your competitors or other EV manufacturers who have lowered prices over time. So does that mean that Li Auto plans to move further into the premium segment in the forward product cycles? Thanks. 我很快翻译一下，就是这个请管理层这个讲解一下，像去年年底的时候，公司有52家店，今年4月底是73家店。年底呢，这个管理层的指引是200家店，那这意味着今后8个月要加的店面的数量其实是1到4个月的6倍以上。那这个速度其实是非常惊人的，有没有什么风险？然后第二点就是说这个价格，那这个新款的这个理想01，它的这个价格是高的，这个跟这个对吧一些友商它的这个降价的策略是不一样的，那是不是意味着理想今后打算定位更高端一些？谢谢。
Okay. Thank you, Fang Fei. I will answer your question. So as of today, right now, we have 75 stores. And in the first quarter, because of the impact of the Spring Festival and some areas have COVID-19 outbreaks, the pace of the opening new stores was a bit slow than our expectation. However, we have been making very good progress in site selection. In fact, right now we have another 50 stores in our pipeline, actually under construction. So therefore, for the whole year, the 200 retail store target remain unchanged. Yeah, we are just a little bit behind the track. We think we'll catch up in the second half. And for the pricing strategy, the methodology we took is to price our product based on its value to the customer. Yeah. And Li One is very, very competitive and delivered a lot of value. And with more feature functions we added into the new Li One, we think just 10,000 RMB higher price is very fair. Yeah. And the new Li One will be even more competitive than its predecessor.
Yeah, thanks for the comment.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Ming Sun Lee of BofA Securities. Line is open. Please go ahead.
Hi, good evening, management team. So I have two questions. The first question is regarding your new supplier of your processor, which is Horizon. So we know that Horizon should be able to give you a better exposure to the data you collect. But could you give us more details regarding your strategy to choose the Horizon for your processor supplier? And in the longer term, will you continue to stick with Horizon, or you will also consider some other foreign brands? That's my first question. And the second question is actually regarding to the detailed roadmap of your autonomous driving. Currently, you already give a very detailed explanation about your new NOA system to be launched by the end of this year. But could you give us some pipeline for 2022 or 2023? What kind of new autonomous driving function you will provide in the next 2 years? 关宇哥您好，那我这边有2个问题。第一个问题就是关于我们选择这个芯片的供应商从之前的Mobileye转换成Horizon 地平线，那想了解一下，就是说这个主要除了这个数据的应用之外，有哪一些更多的考量？这是第一个问题。然后第二个问题就是我想了解一下我们明年跟后年的话，关于我们这个自动驾驶的这个roadmap或者是要更新的功能，可不可以跟我们更新一下？谢谢关宇。
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Kai, do you want to take these two questions? Thank you.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So basically, we have 5 criteria for SoC selection. So basically, that can explain why we choose Journey 3 from Horizon Robotics as our SoC supplier. So the first one is the performance. Of course, when we define the feature we want to achieve, then the performance of the chipset must meet the requirement. And from that perspective, Journey 3 is enough for the target. The target is level 2+ functions with, for example, NOA features. And then the second criteria is the openness and flexibility. So, for example, our previous generation we use Mobileye, so it's not very flexible for our own algorithm developments. So from that perspective, both Orin and Journey 3, they are more open than we can use our own algorithm there. So the third criteria is about the support. We need a very solid support from our supplier so that we can keep our high speed, let's say, development and also the phase of iteration. So Journey 3 is from Horizon Robotics. Their headquarters is also in Beijing. So from that perspective, they can provide the best service or support locally. So the reaction of this interaction between two companies is much more convenient. The fourth criteria is regarding the SOP timing. So the chipset, they will evolve every year. There will be new chipset available from the market. So from the timeline, we SOP our 2021 Li One. So Journey 3 fits better. So the fifth, but not the least, criteria is the price. So the price, so Journey 3 can offer capable performance. At the same time, the price is affordable. So basically, overall, these 5 criteria, eventually we come up with the idea that we use Journey 3 here. Regarding the roadmap of our autonomy, so we already mentioned in the previous description that we will right now just right away launch our in-house algorithm to support level 2 ADAS functions with our own perception, own prediction, planning, execution software. And then the fourth quarter, we will provide NOA because we need some time for the adaptation of the HD map, covering more and more roads and areas in China. So, and then the next year, we already introduced, let's say, the next generation platform on basis of Orin. And that one, we will provide even much more processing power along even richer sensor set. We support more features. So hardware-wise, we can even up to a level 4. But software-wise, of course, we need to step by step release more function via OTA. That's the plan in general. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kai Zhang.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Bin Wang of Credit Suisse. Please go ahead.
Thank you for taking my question. The first one go to the price about a top selling software. In the yesterday they said that it will be no payments, but you actually raised the price by around 10,000 RMB. Can I actually try to elaborate? Is that is 10,000 RMB actually the price for the software? Can I have this kind of explanation about that? That's number one. And number two, actually, I found one company called Hongjing Drive. Actually, they told media that they actually has been involved in your R&D about the level 3. The products have been launched last night. So basically, it's the same product as the new one on 2021 version. Is this company is one of the supplier? You actually say that it's full stack in-house design, but actually, what's the role of the Hongjing in this project? 中文翻译的意思就是说呢，我们看到公司说的呢就不会再收费了，在这个自动驾驶软件上。但是我们看到车价也涨了1万块钱嘛，能不能假设这1万块钱就是这个自动驾驶软件将来的费用，保证我们的研发在自动驾驶上的一个不会有额外的亏损哈。这是第一个问题。第二个问题呢，就是我们看到这公司在商厂商我们是全站自研，然后我们做到了全面自己开发。但是我们看到有很多媒体在报道呢，红顶自驾这个公司说呢，它参与了我们这个公司的这个理想2021版本，基本上也说了这些自动驾驶各种功能都是它开发的。所以想了解一下红顶自驾在这个研发中的一个角色。谢谢。
Okay, thank you, Wang Bin. I will take the first question. Actually, the 10,000 RMB is not specifically for NOA or for any new feature of the new Li1. It's just I explained, this is overall our pricing strategy. And Mr. Li Xiang already stated that the safety is standard, not optional. Therefore, we make all the new ADAS solution a standard function without any charge to our customer. The second question, I will ask Kai to comment. Kai.
Yes. So regarding the role of Hongjing Drive, it's our hardware tier 1 provider. So the role of Hongjing Drive is mainly about product validation and also design coordination together with our team, and then the final production. So as we already mentioned, actually for our ADAS team, we have around about 300 people right now, covering both hardware and software design. So software-wise, we already explained. It's a full stack in-house software development, including the low-level software like OS, and also the middleware and all application software and closed-loop edge-to-cloud environment completely. For hardware part, actually, we also design the hardware part to ensure that we have the complete transparency of the design so that we can react if there is something wrong with our design during the life cycle of the product. So we are also responsible for the complete hardware design, simulation, and design validation. So including both electronics and mechanics. But role of Hongjing Drive, they will participate with the hardware design because from efficiency point of view, we would like to leverage the outsource resources to ensure we keep that in a very high level. So overall, they will do the coordination, the product validation, and then the production, which we on purpose we don't want to touch because that will lower the overall efficiency. And also that's the part actually tier 1 could have a better efficiency compared with OEM. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Paul Gong of UBS. Line is open. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for taking my question. 2 questions. The first one is you have switched from the mobile IQ4 to this Jelly 3, and you are going to switch to NVIDIA Orin next year. How do you see the data format of all these 3 systems? Can you freely use the data connected in the previous system and use now and further develop for the future ADAS function? Is it seamless transition? The second question is regarding your BEV plan for 2023. You mentioned the Wheel and the Shark platform. How do you think, after seeing the Shanghai Auto Show with so many new BEV models, would this change a little bit of your timeline, your roadmap? Would you accelerate the process a little bit in view of the rising competition in the market? Thank you. 第一个问题来说的话是，我们从这个Mobile IQ4 到了这个地平线的增程3，然后又要到这个英伟达的这个 Orin。就从数据的一个通用性来说，它们是同样的一个格式嘛，然后在不同系统上面，我们是否能够做到一个无缝的一个衔接，以及就是说已有的数据的一个顺利的一个使用。第二部分的话就是说，我们看到上海车展也有一些新的变化，然后新的车型也都不停地来加入，这个如何影响你们对于这个纯电动车型的一个开发的一个计划？是否跟以前都没有变化，还是在2023年开始也都还是这个鲸鱼和鲨鱼2个平台？谢谢。
Okay, maybe I take the first question. So regarding different platforms. So actually that's the reason why we would like to do the in-house design. So when you have control the algorithm development, there are cores of the algorithms. Basically, you utilize the same mechanism behind. So when you develop something, and then you can really, based on different hardware, make a kind of a wrapper software. Then you can support different containers, basically. That's our idea behind. And from compatibility point of view, there are really lots of common area you can reuse. And also on top of that, so you can see the current development. We do have the edge part and also the cloud part. The cloud part we utilize massive computing power for training. So both Journey 3 platform and Ori platform, we have the same NVIDIA solution behind for training. So you can see right away there are already a bunch of common stuff you can share. So then we don't have any problem. Of course, if you support more, then you need, let's say, more effort for adaptation between platforms. So we will lower that, of course. Then there's, smart selection, as we mentioned. That's the reason why we have a very strict criteria for SoC selection. Thank you.
Yeah, Paul, this is Kevin. Let me take your second question. Of course, we all see a lot of new car models launched in Shanghai Auto Show. However, as we reiterate many times that we think a charging solution is the key competitiveness advantage we need to gain to compete in the BEV arena. Therefore, we'll stay on our track to develop our Shark and Wheel platforms with ultra-fast charging capability. We think that's the key to win the future competition. Yeah. So therefore, we will not alter our plan. Yeah, we'll stay very focused. Of course, with more resources, we of course want to accelerate the R&D process for sure. Yeah, but right now the outlook is still in 2023. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Thank you. As we're reaching the end of our conference call, I'd like to turn the call back over to the company for closing remarks. Ms. Janet Zhang, please go ahead.
Thank you once again for joining with us today. If you have further questions, please feel free to contact Li Auto's Investor Relations team. Then that's all for today. Thank you and have a good one.